Bienvenidos a México. See you on the other side. Follow that car. Past me. There might be a little bit of traffic ahead. Watch out for that. Take for a drive. Outtrack the storm. No sigue adelante. Keep going. To go through it! Woo! For the eye of the storm! Not even a scratch! The jungle awaits! Flamingos! You through the bridge. ¡Qué maravilla! You're not gonna believe your eyes when you see this. Keep going.
for the biggest Horizon adventure of your life. Did you hear that? Well, that is the last inbound cargo flight racing neck and neck with an AMG-1. So strap yourselves in, Horizon. I've seen this driver before, and trust me, they know how to make an entrance.
Separate cars drop out of the back of a cargo plane, and we thought, well, what next? Let's go race against that cargo plane. And so this is a showcase event in which we will take on that cargo plane.
Perfect. And we're also hearing some characters talking during this drive as well. Who were they? Do we recognize them? Are they new?
The voice you can hear right now is Scott Tyler, the only character to have appeared in all 5 Horizon games. He is our resident DJ on Horizon Base Arena. He's also the hype man at the festival. And in this instance, if I wasn't talking over it, you'd have heard him saying that he's just been pulled off mic. He's been dragged out of the booth for a reason that might become obvious in just a few minutes' time. We're also in Mullahay now as well, right?
Yeah, we're in Mullahay, which is this this town that's right in the middle of the living desert. Very nice, charming town. And just outside the town is some festival goers.
What are they doing here? Spectacular showcases we've put together so far. Andy actually designed this, so Andy, our resident driver, who you may hear the voice of very soon, was actually the level designer who put this showcase together. So if anybody can drive it in a perfect fashion, it will be him.
That's Addison.
No pressure. Yeah, thanks.
It's also a new car, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah. This is Ken Block's V2 Escort Cosworth. It's an amazing car built with sort of modern rally specs in mind, with all the aerodynamics and insane grip that those cars have these days. And of course, an amazing livery.
Amazing livery, which says Forza Horizon on it as well, which is lovely. Yeah, it's not. Is it like 300 horsepower?
Yeah, I think it's 370 horsepower.
Okay, 370. So not crazy powerful, but super lightweight, and can really move. Because it's light as well, the brakes are awesome. So even in some of the tricky driving maneuvers you'll have to pull in a minute, it is possible to slow down really fast.
Yeah, and Ken Block's Gymkhana videos are a massive inspiration for me as well.
Oh wow! What, for the showcase
creative
event?
Process. Yeah, it was something that I considered when I was sort of making it. If Horizon was to make one of the Gymkhana videos, you know, what would we do? So that's the sort of the lens that I looked at for the event.
Right.
A plane becomes bikes.
Yeah. Perfect timing, right into Guanajuato, which is our main city in the game.
There's those good brakes.
And just like we've shown in previous footage, Guanajuato is like super beautiful city with undulating roads and an underground tunnel network. There's actually a mural right there by Spake, one of the mural artists, our Mexican mural artists. And yeah, I just love the color and the architecture, the Baroque and neoclassical architecture in here. There you get a shot of the Guanajuato Basilica.
One of the most iconic buildings in all of Mexico.
Wow.
It's a stunning building.
Yeah.
You'd storm past it in Hoover. Look at the colours as well. I will never forget, you said this to me on stream previously, of all the houses being different shades, and it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, and you can't have the same color house next to each other.
I like that they all taking their own little off routes as well. They're just sort of like coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's the thing about these showcase opponents. They will do anything to win. Always up to tricks, aren't they, Andy?
Yeah. You've always got to keep the player second guessing what's coming next.
Oh, absolutely.
right up in the northern tip of the map at the moment as well.
So yeah, we'll get a glimpse of the canyon, but we'll take a closer look later.
Whoa! What happened there?
So that bike knew he was beaten. He knew he didn't have a chance. So he has switched to a wingsuit for the final stretch.
Oh wow! Oh, very.
Playing through the start of the game, and Haley, one of our characters, has called us up and asked us to head back to the festival. And obviously, as you can see, we are still in the Bronco. Perfect car for chilling out on a nice leisurely drive like this one, but also a perfect car for heading across the desert or tearing it up through the jungle.
Or heading towards that dust storm in the distance.
Or heading towards a dust storm. That is also a totally valid option.
And send.
Is that engulfed the festival? Is those the hot air balloons you can see just in front of you?
Yes, good call actually, Charlie. So we always put those hot air balloons above the festival so that oftentimes you can't see the festival because it might be quite low lying versus your position. But whenever you see the hot air balloons, then you'll know that it's one of the festival sites and you can head over towards them. So it gives you that kind of vertical notification that there's a really cool thing you can go and explore there.
I'd be worried if I was them with this weather.
About to get lost in that dust storm, aren't we?
You bought a ticket for the day and you see that in the distance.
Oh,
Your skill
got some
point
car.
here
Andy's getting a
to unlock
perk.
perks. Every car has its own set, offering unique bonuses. Skill points.
And there's a very intimidating dust storm despite basically having the performance of a Formula 1 car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks incredible, doesn't it? Like it's
The shape of it is stunning.
the shark fin on there, which to me looks like that's there purely to show off, but Andy assures me that there are real performance benefits to it.
And there's this new icon right in the bottom right as well. What's this? Please explain what this is.
So one of the particularly awesome things about this car is if you were to purchase this car, it comes with a couple of modes. And it's quite common for performance cars to have different modes, but they don't.
Oh, sorry, mate.
They don't always. They're not always as cool as this. So on the steering wheel, there's a button that you can press which swaps you from track mode to street mode. So if Andy gives it a click. We're currently in track mode and we'll transition to street mode. So you see those fins over the wheel arch close, the spoiler dips down and the car actually raises on its suspension. So if you need to get over a speed bump or pull up into your drive, then you might put it into this mode. It also kind of smooths out some of the lines, looks a bit sleeker. The cool thing about that is you can just click that button whenever as you're driving around the world, and it really changes the performance of the car as well.
I was about to ask how you would actively use it in Forza. Actually, was there a Sunday drive version of the car versus a race mode?
That is literally what it is, to be honest.
Oh, there you
yeah. This probably isn't the place that car would most be at home, smashing through this poor farmer's polytunnels, wrecking all the crops. But yeah, it kind of shows what the car can do. It's still a really powerful, awesome car, and apparently is perfectly drivable through a farm field.
Yeah, and as you can tell, we're in a new biome that we haven't shown before, which is the Mexican farm field, which is, I guess, farmland is a staple of Horizon games by now. And definitely for Forza Horizon 5, we have some unique Mexican crops, which Andy will drive by. I think we saw him driving through some agave previously.
What are we going to go trash now? What's this?
So these are Mexican beans.
Oh.
Yeah, bean plants.
Got a rough harvest.
Yeah.
Randy around.
I think it's worth saying as well at this juncture that we are currently looking at Xbox Series X gameplay. But it is a development build, so if you happen to spot any weird little quirks and bugs, then that is purely because it's a development build.
Game development for you.
Yeah. Hey, it might even crash. We'll hopefully.
Let's not tempt fate with that one.
More beans, and here we have some another crop, sorghum. And the cool thing with sorghum, because it's so tall and you could squash them, you could actually make some really awesome crop signs in the fields.
Leave messages for other players.
You can leave messages for other players, yeah.
And contrary to what Andy may have made you believe, there are actually roads within the farmland as well. there it is, the Mark 1 Ford Escort, an absolute icon, honestly. I think Andy's going to tell us a bit more about this one. Andy, what's cool about this?
Okay, so this is quite a fitting car because this car took part in a rally in 1970 from the UK to Mexico.
Okay.
So I guess that's sort of a Horizon 4 to 5 transition there.
Interesting lore
yes,
about it.
a 16,000 mile rally across the world there, and and this car won. So it's based on Mark 1 Escort RS 1600, which they beefed up to handle all of the terrain that it would have to handle across the world, and it did such a fantastic job at it.
Those wheel arches are amazing, aren't they? For the time, they look really kind of modern.
Yeah, so the big bubble style rally arches. It's got on the front of it, if I try and not hit anything, the big bull bar, sort of rough bumper on the back as well, and the little individual lights which are different to the factory car as well. So everything just to make it, as easy to fix on the road as possible.
And where is it that we're at now? This is over by the coast, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've just
wow.
transitioned from farmland through a little bit of jungle, and now we're actually at the tropical coast. I think we'll do a
All awesome. All have their own personalities and reasons for being there. This one's a Baja one, isn't it, Andy? This is
Yes, that's right.
So we have obviously the Bronco Badlands is on the cover. We have the classic 1975 Bronco. We have the Bronco Ultra 4, which was actually in the initial drive as well. You kind of do a jump over the Porsche 911 in the jungle section. And then there's this one, which is the...
Andy, please.
Yeah.
These people are on holiday.
Better look out.
So yeah, the tropical coast is definitely one compared to the west, the rocky coast. Definitely like the ideal kind of vacation destination.
Yeah.
The ideal visual you see when thinking of Mexico.
And as perfect postcard it does look at the moment, if you're playing in storm season, this is one of the areas that can, when the weather conditions are right, can have tropical storms, which turn it from this perfect paradise into a really kind of like intense, exciting, and visceral like storm experience.
Wow.
Which is a really cool thing to just.
I mean, to me, that tells me that's an off-road vehicle, right? I'm trying to think, like, in a very sort of way, like, what I would pick this car to do, like, cross-country or those sort of, like, off-road races, right?
I think certainly in the game, that is probably where you take it. I think in real life, you'd probably... It could also be a work truck or even an everyday truck if you're a truck person. But yeah, it's certainly... It's got that Ford Tough DNA, hasn't it? So yeah, it's built for the road, built for off-road, built for... doing work in it, built for chucking all your camping gear in the back or a jet ski or something.
Everyone's camping gear in the back.
Hopefully we stumble upon one of our ambient trucks or buses around the world so you can see just how big this thing is.
It is massive.
Yeah, it's a 6.7 litre diesel engine. It's got 1,000 foot-pound of torque, which is just insane. You could pull your whole house along if you wanted to.
Right. Fit your house in the bed on the back.
Or that, yeah.
With our little English houses.
True American vehicle.
And where is it on the map are we at the moment, Don?
So we are in Arid Hills, which is perfect to show off the off-roading and power of this F450. We're in the Arid Hills, and the Arid Hills it's very kind of wild with these dense pockets of trees, which makes it really fun to when you're beelining across the world to kind of just dodge some trees and hit some smashable ones. So it's a very engaging experience for driving around, and obviously you see there's a bunch of undulation as well. The Arid Hills actually sits just outside of Guanajuato, so that's why Guanajuato is so undulating, because it's sat in a nest of hills.
This is one of my favorite areas for Eliminator. To grab a good off-road car with a bit of suspension movement and then just lurk around here, and any unsuspecting car which doesn't have that suspension movement can get eaten alive.
I love the idea of you guys just having like an afternoon where you all just set each other in the Eliminator.
That is absolutely what we do. That's Friday afternoons.
Love it. Is there any like unbeaten champions at the moment?
No, there's not anyone unbeaten. It's quite hard, I think, to stay unbeaten in Eliminator when there's so many players.
And then here we're transitioning into the canyon biome.
And we haven't seen the canyon yet either on stream, have we?
No, we haven't seen it since the E3 demo.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's an absolutely hard. This is one that's been built by LP Racing, as it says on the back, who are actually kind of an aftermarket provider of motorcycle parts for like really performance motorcycles, but they also have a motorsports arm that do motorcycle racing and also endurance car racing. And this is one of the cars that they've built for. Is it for the Baja?
This is more sort of Dakar style.
Dakar,
racing,
sorry.
But, yeah, it's quite cool. It's, if the Escort Mexico was the sort of 1960s version, this is the modern version of the go anywhere, endure everything racing style.
The Land Rover Defender just feeling like he can go anywhere he wants.
I think he saw you in his rearview mirror.
Yeah. I showed him how to do it.
So John, what can you tell us about the canyons as we go through it here? It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so the canyon's really all about scale and just the impressive rock cliff faces. And
That's
kind
what
of
I was
just
thinking.
Yeah, it's actually during sunset and sunrises you get amazing sunlight. So I know for photographers it's a great area to get some photography.
Yeah, because of those huge like rock cliff faces as well, it's like one of the best locations in the game to really take advantage of the ray traced audio. So if you're in a car like this and you're flying along next to this rocky wall, you can just hear the sound of your engine like bouncing off the wall and coming back at you, which really makes everything feel like you're nestled in a real place. Sneak peek of the train tracks as well. Though.
Oh yeah. Just looks like a really fun place to drive through. It's like because of the hills, it doesn't tell me there's a lot of shortcuts over this area. So actually, it's the type of place where you just enjoy being on the road.
Yeah, it is right. This is one of the places where in real life you'd go there just for the drive.
Exactly.
Yeah, you weren't actually going anywhere. You just drove there, drove the roads, and then we're like, let's drive it back again.
Soak up a bit of nature.
Let's try a bit of off-road.
Yeah.
Oh, train track again.
There we go. Do you know where you're going, Andy?
Just about.
I mean, that's the great thing about the canyon. You have like a good off-road experience, plus you have a good on-road experience as well. In parallel.
Let's try and get back on road again.
Oh, train track again. Don't stay there too long. Brand new performance electric vehicle.
So actually the second electric car on the stream today as well.
Yes, so the AMG One is a hybrid, so it's got an electric motor. This is 100% electric, and it's frankly a fantastic car. So the way Porsche have approached this with their very first EV is they wanted to recreate the driving experience of a 911, but in an electric vehicle, and that's especially difficult because it obviously has to have a massive battery and weighs about 2.4 tons.
Wow.
And despite that pretty incredible weight, it 0 to 60s in 2.6 seconds, top speed 160. It's I haven't had the joy of driving one, unfortunately, but apparently drives basically just like a 911, which is a fairly lightweight sports car.
Sorry,
mate. Yeah.
It's nice to know Andy drives like me too.
Yeah, I thought I was in the UK again.
Celebrity owners include Will Smith.
Oh.
And apparently, someone told me just before we came on air, Bill Gates has one as well.
Oh, as you do.
Yeah, so perhaps not the car for everybody, but it's
But maybe your dreams can one day come true.
Exactly.
And if not, Forza Horizon 5 out in November. Play it then.
Great plug, Charlie.
Thank you.
Remembering why we're all here.
Thank you. I like that little area on the corner there.
So you've driven it, Andy. Does it do it? Did it feel like a 911? Suspension travel if Andy wants to give it a whirl.
Oh.
But instantly spin it into a barrier. Yeah.
A lot of power going to the rear wheels only, so it's a bit of a handful. Yeah, but there's just we're heading up into the arid hills now, which again is just the I think the perfect location to show some of the cool stuff that this particular car can do. As Andy decides to.
Oh, Andy.